Gala Music. We mean business today. How do I know that? Because they gave me a script so I don't mess this up with my nonsense. Here we go. Hey all, that's you. We're excited to introduce you to the top 15 finalists from our LA open mic event. Over the next week, we will share with you the shortlisted 15 performers, and you'll be able to hear their stories, their music, and most importantly, be able to vote. Pretty good so far, right? Voting opens after our Top of the Drop show on February 23rd, and will be open for 6 days, where you and the community will get to pick the top 3 artists to receive a bronze NFT drop on the platform. Everyone can vote. You just need to create a Gala Music account in order to select your favorite 3 artists. Yes, you can vote 3 times. And for node owners and music NFT holders, your vote has twice the weight, or the equivalent of 6 votes. Voting ends on March 1st, and we'll announce the winners during Top of the Drops on March 2nd. Good luck to our 15 finalists, and happy voting, guys. Gala Music, I am here with one of our finalists from the Open Mic LA. It's Just Shocky. How's it going, man?
Yeah, just chilling with this little pup right here, hanging out, getting ready for a bonfire, sipping some coffee, taking it easy. How you doing, man?
Good. That's the vibe I pictured from you after the show. Like I'm just chilling with the dog, drinking coffee, getting ready to go to a bonfire. I don't think you can beat that. We should close out right now. I don't think we even need anything else. That's it.
See you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, you had an amazing set. People really responded to it in the room, like big crowd response. So you moved to LA because Nebraska doesn't have a big music scene?
It was when I was younger, I pretty much spent all my time in a basement alone writing music. Now when I go back, it's a little more artsy. I play shows there. There's a great culture. But no, growing up, I really didn't know that there was even an artist path. And then, Berkeley helped me out. And then California was always, I kind of knew what was going on here. And I actually had a friend put me up for years. And I just been writing music, man. Like, haven't had to do too much other than like just singing stuff.
We're going to show your performance, which is great.
All right, dude. It's been like a pleasure every time. It was so good talking to you after the show and stuff. You're a great guy.
You love everything else. Who cares what they say? I've been dancing to my own song like always. Who cares what they say? I've been singing all the words the wrong way. Who cares?
We are here with another one of our finalists from our Open Mic LA. Tihani, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I thought your performance was great, even though you were performing with a guitar that you were calling a ukulele. Tell us a bit about yourself and your journey and your music.
I would say in a nutshell, my journey is that I grew up I was born in LA, but then I went to elementary school in Hawaii, where my family is from. And then from the island, I came back to LA and then also lived a little bit in Europe because my father is Eastern European. And I've kind of had this nomadic everywhere and nowhere life in a lot of ways. I lived for a decade in Africa, in Kenya, and also spent a lot of time in Ghana. So the world is my home, but I feel like LA has always been my backyard. Web3 has been in my life for the past 2 years. I was super resistant at first because I'm very, like the same way you said you don't like an electric ukulele, I was really resistant to like digital art and I was really annoyed, but I kept asking questions. Like I was interrogating anyone that was telling me about NFTs with this sort of angry intrigue. And the more that I found out about it, I kind of fell into the rabbit hole of it. I love the ethos. I fell into the metaverse. And because I'm such a mixed media person and I'm a mixed race person, it just felt like this amazing home for all of my multifacetedness. And that's kind of my nutshell version of who I am.
That was amazing. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
If you get lost, meet me down by the beach. Sunshine or rain, you know where I will be. Where you've been makes no difference to me. Yeah. If you get lost, you can swim to my beach. I'll bring the songs if you twist up the trees. Where you've been makes no difference to me.
I am here with Naraya. I'm super excited. And congratulations on being a finalist for this thing.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. What's up, Taco?
Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, like your musical journey, where you come from, whatever else you might think we would want to know about you.
I come from a music family, so music and singing came naturally to me. Throughout high school and college, I started to take a leadership role in directing and arranging music for ensembles for groups like a cappella. So that's when I really got to take it seriously and take what I'm creating and put it on a stage versus like just singing covers or doing plays growing up, like something more professional that I get to create. So I think once I realized, okay, you're great at arranging, you can harmonize, you already know you're a singer, like apply this to your own artistry and take this serious. So after I graduated college, I moved to LA to get started with my own music career. And I have been blessed to have sang background for a bunch of major label recording artists. And honestly, I feel like this pandemic that we're just now getting out of was a blessing in disguise because it's allowed me to sit down and focus and be like, this is your time to do you. You don't have any distractions. You don't have to make music for other people or get on the road. So let's take this seriously. So right now I'm working on a new project, a full-length project versus just dropping singles every year or so. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Know what I'm wanting. Don't tease me, please me till the morning. Yeah, way I do, bring your body closer, closer. No space between you and me tonight.
I am excited to be joined by Gazoo today. You guys have been working together for a while. I'd love to have you kind of walk us through your musical journey together.
Oh, geez. Well, I came down from Seattle back in the late 80s, early 90s, and met up with Tommy through some friends, and we loved the same music. We bonded over that kind of stuff, like talking about different acts that were maybe a little more underground that other people weren't into. And so we just started playing together, and it's been a constant for since way back then.
Yeah, D was we were all part of the same kind of type of little scene. Our band was a little bit different than the other bands that were in that scene, and D was kind of more towards that. He was into the different kind of music like we were as well. So there's a good little story behind how he actually joined the band. We'll say that from another time. But yeah, once he was in, that was it. And him and I became, he wasn't one of the original members. But after that, it has become him and I that are the founders, basically the founders of the band from back then.
It seems like every day you get hurt. Never meant to hurt you, baby. You just can't find a way to make it work. Never meant to hurt you, baby. I've got blood on your pretty face. Your lips too much to hurt you, baby.
Kiki Barnes, thank you so much for joining us, and congrats on being a finalist.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
I would love it if you could just tell everybody a bit about yourself, where you came from, how you got into music, that kind of vibe.
Starting from the beginning, I kind of from all over, lived in St. Louis, Utah, California, spent some time with family in Mississippi. I've been a little bit all over, but I'm also an actress as well, and currently airing on a show on Fox, Fantasy Island, which I love, is super great. But music has also always been a passion of mine since like the get-go. And it really started way back before acting when I was modeling in New York, and was too shy to put my actual name attachment to anything. So I made a SoundCloud account. It's still floating around somewhere. And I had a small old like Macintosh like computer, blanket over my head in this tiny little New York apartment, a T filter as a pop mic, and then like a Snowball podcast mic to use, and a guitar, and I would play under that. And it actually wasn't until randomly, because this stuff happens in New York, I ran into Dev Hines, who did Blood Orange, and he came over and we were talking about music, and I just said like, oh yeah, this is kind of how I record. And he was like, let me listen to something. And I played him something. He was like, you should actually pursue this. Like, you're actually a good artist. And I had never shared with anyone, but he was already, you know, he's freaking Dev Hines. Like he was doing so many projects. That was like the first time I felt like, wow, can I really do this? And he even was like, you know what? This is GarageBand. I'll make you a little beat. And so he made me a beat for free and was like, all right, best of luck. We haven't talked since. Just the most random, like, hangout New York story. But that was really what inspired me. And then, of course, when I moved to LA, I ended up getting connected with Layla Steinberg for Aim for the Heart. And that was really my first introduction of understanding being a stage presence and singing on live and writing music and how to connect with people. And she brought me out of my shy shell when I first met her, like had a little beanie on, just very like, I don't know, and very shaky with the mic. And she was just like, no, like you can really do this, like you have a purpose. And so that's kind of where it all began. So I did my very first EP through Aim for the Heart, just being connected with those people in the group, and then made another EP called Rebirth, and now I'm finishing an album called Home.
I can't even help it. I want